Elizabeth Rapper writes, "My neighbor is a kind and thoughtful person. She sweeps the walk not only in front of her manor, but the whole walk from beginning to end, including around the trash area. And during the fall, when the trees lose their leaves, she's out sweeping almost every day."
Welcome back. Well, we have Cindy Whitney here on behalf of Thrive. Well, welcome. So nice to see you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. So nice to be here.
We appreciate you coming in and sharing all this great information where, we try every day to make sure everyone has a wonderful life here in the village. And what better way than kindness, right? And I know you guys went on that campaign and you're still on that campaign and you try to do something new every year, right?
Yes, we do. And I want to begin by saying that to thrive really has many dimensions, and sometimes thriving is just feeling safe in a chaotic time.
Sure.
So it takes on a different dimension sometimes situationally.
Exactly. And right now there's been a lot going on in the news that isn't particularly happy or enjoyable. Especially we had that unfortunate shooting that happened the other day, and there, many of our residents have grandchildren of that age, and it's frightening. And so, what do you say to those people when it comes to, making others feel good?
Well, some things don't make sense. We have to focus on, you had a PSA on a few minutes ago that said sometimes you don't have a song in your heart, but sing anyway. Be strong for them. A lot of psychologists have been on the news in the last few days saying, meet the children where they are. If they ask questions about feeling safe or is there danger in the world, answer that question. Don't go beyond that. They sometimes can't handle that. So listen to them, listen to what they are actually asking you, and respond at that level.
Right. So don't try to go too beyond.
No, because they can't comprehend that, and it might make them more frightened.
Exactly. All right, so we have a couple of things that I know you wanted to report on.
Yes.
So there was a wellness expo not too long ago, and it looked jam-packed.
It was jam-packed. It was, and by the numbers, our wellness expo was the third annual wellness expo. We had a little break there because of COVID. We had 826 attendees. It was jam-packed.
Great.
We had 23 what we call sponsors, but they're sort of sponsors, vendors, because they brought their products and services there so we could kind of touch and feel and take things away. Samples, those are always popular. And because the Wellness Expo was so popular, it's going to be biannual now. There's already a second one scheduled for this year on October 1st.
Oh, good.
In Clubhouse 5, so we're really excited about that. The vendors were great this time. They brought things that, sort of extend what we already know about. Maybe we know a little bit about nutrition and emotional well-being and that sort of thing. But other things that are beyond our expertise, like real estate transactions, estate planning. We don't necessarily know so much about, medical and dental treatments and that sort of thing.
Okay, good.
So they did a lot of things, and none of us have an expertise in making a chicken wrap sandwich, so that's why we always invite Chick-fil-A. They bring hundreds of those chicken wrap sandwiches, and everybody just comes in and says, "Where's Chick-fil-A?"
Oh, that's great.
That's straightforward.
But you know what? That's a good point, because you go there and you don't always know. In any of the places that you love, you always think, well, I'm going to get a cheeseburger, but they actually have alternatives to stuff like that and are still delicious.
They're healthy. Exactly.
And they're healthy.
They're healthy. Yep.
Excellent. Well, that's great, and I'm glad you're doing it biannually because you just can't get enough information.
Oh, I know. And they actually held screenings there. Memorial Care is kind of our our partner in wellness, and they had a wonderful lecture on mental health, and then they had these wonderful screenings, carotid artery and lung, heart, blood pressure, vascular, and so forth. So,
excellent. Well, thank you for that. And then, of course, the 90s luncheon is coming up, and we have a picture that we showed of all of the 90s participants. I think that was the last time.
There it is. Yeah, yes, that was the last time we could have had it because we had to take a break there to our nonagenarians. Usually there's about 230 residents and their families that will show up. The tickets, I believe, went on sale today.
Okay.
You can check with Miguel and Magdalena in Clubhouse 5. Okay. That's where it's going to be.
All right.
Do you know we have 1,280 nonagenarians.
There was a lot.
That's
I mean, I knew
amazing.
from when we had the vaccination clinics that we had so many people that were over the age of 85.
Yes.
So it's a great
It really
big
is.
community.
There's the beauty shot there.
There's with everybody in it. Yeah, that's so cute.
I love
Look at
the
all
gentleman
those.
who has, it took me 92 years to look this good. And he does.
Now, see, what a great attitude, right? 'Cause
Oh,
if
yeah.
if you have a crummy attitude and you're not happy all the time, what are you going to do? You're going to feel bad.
That's kind of what thriving is, you know?
Exactly.
Don't live your life based on the expectations other people have of you. You know, reject those
Yeah.
expectations and live, you know, your best life and find a way to do that.
Right. I love it. In fact, I'm going to send those PSAs to my dad. He's 92 and he lives in Texas. And I
Yes.
just visited him for the first time in 3 years, just this past weekend. And you know, that is exactly the way you want them to feel. Is
Yes.
you want them to feel happy and
Yes.
laugh and enjoy life. You know,
Yes.
even though they might have dealt with a lot of things health-wise
right.
and stuff, you
That's
try to
right.
lift them up as best as you can.
We're not defined by our pathology. You know, there are health issues as we age, but if we deal with them, you know, get bionic, get, you know, a pacemaker, get your hip replaced, get your, you know, I mean,
Get bionic. That's so true.
Yeah, you know.
Exactly. Now, we do have some PSAs that I know you wanted to chat about. And you did mention one earlier, and we did show some
Yes.
before the show.
Yes.
So, what are they meant to do?
Well, they're like little greeting cards or a little postcard and little interstitial in between some of the regular programming that, you know, helps you with mindfulness. Just take a break. Think about, you know, if you're feeling sad, well, cheer somebody else up, or that wonderful Winston Churchill quote. I mean, there are always things that you can put in a PSA, a public service announcement,
Right.
that helps people just take a moment away from, you know, what may be troubling them, and say, you know what, life is good. I'm going to reflect on something. Sometimes it's poetry, sometimes it's humorous, which is, to me, the big antidote to anything. So yeah, that's what it's meant to be. Stop, think differently for a second.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Things aren't so bad.
And you know, you might see them regularly on Village Television, but
Yes.
that's the point.
Yes.
Is that the more you see it, the more it's ingrained,
Sure.
and you start to hopefully behave that way.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yes, and we have some great PSA contributors. Paul Ortiz is one of them. He does beautiful little short films. Mark Rabinowitz, Tom Nash, Lucy Parker does wonderful little animations. So those are members of the Thrive team. So
Right.
that's how these things happen. And
Right.
Mark Rabinowitz is, you know, also our photographer. So sometimes he's not in the picture because he's behind the
Yeah, I
camera.
know. You know, there is actually a picture I'm not sure we showed, is all of you guys, and it's great because you don't always know who's behind all of this,
Yes.
right? And so
Yeah.
this way we
Yeah.
can see
Yep.
who is behind all of it.
Right to left
So-
is Tom Nash, Lucy Parker next to him, Beth Perrick. She keeps us honest and schedules everything and keeps the meeting notes. And then I was there too.
Yes.
Again, Mark is taking the photo. Paul wasn't there because he was busy running in the entire broadband of the community. And
Where was this taken?
And Joan Millman. That's at the Wellness Expo.
Oh, at the Wellness Center.
We
Okay,
had a
awesome.
table there. We
Oh,
had a
that's
table.
great. Smart.
Yes.
Well, good. I mean, the more you guys can get out there, we love the fact that you're promoting it and making sure everybody is
Sure.
well and happy and kind.
Yeah, we provided service, you know, notices as to where they can get health care services and so
good.
forth, and we gave away our little tangerines until until they ran out. Nice. So we had a good time there. Everybody wanted to talk about, you know, wellness and how Thrive can help them.
Well, and I know that you guys have been doing this for a few years now, and if someone wanted to participate or, you know, help you guys out or give you suggestions or whatever, how do they get in touch with you?
Thriveinthevillage@yahoo.com is it's an email address, and so that will get you through to one of the Thrive group members,
Okay.
and we'll get back to you. And sure, any ideas that you have, or you know, how are you thriving? Has someone shown a kindness to you?
Right.
You know, what are some of the things that help you thrive in the village? We love to hear those stories, and we
Right.
hear a lot of them.
Right.
So we'd like to share those with other people and let them reflect on that.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for
Oh,
the
it's
information.
always my pleasure.
I love it. And one thing I wanted to do real quick is I just wanted to show the slide one more time about the 90s luncheon.
Yes.
Tickets are on sale, hopefully today.
Yes.
However, it's going to be June 21st at 11:30 in the morning at Clubhouse 5. It is free for the residents, 90 and over, and then $21 per guest.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah, I
saying
just
that.
wanted
Yes.
to make sure we had that
Yes.
information. Of course, if they want that information, they can always get in touch with
Yes,
Recreation.
yes, yes. And we're glad that we can all be getting together for these types of events now.
Exactly.
It's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrate
it is.
them.
Absolutely. All right, Cindy, thank you again.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Happy
All
to be
right.
here.
Of course, if you want more information about Thrive or you want to suggest something that they could cover, you can always get in touch with them at thriveinthevillage@yahoo.com. We'll be right back.
Mary Ann Bamberger writes, "When I first walked into the sewing room, I was shown such kindness and patience. I'm now part of the sewing room staff. It's awe-inspiring that Judy Yen comes into the sewing room 5 days a week to sew quilts for various charities. Her time and kindness is truly a beautiful thing."